Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, a couple in Rowan County loses their home after a fire. What we know about the blaze so far. And with the Kentucky football season kicking off in about a month, we hear from Coach Mark Stoops at the program's Media Day event in Lexington.
And heat advisories go into effect beginning at noon tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Caroline Mueller. With August approaching, several programs throughout the Commonwealth are gearing up for football season, including the Kentucky Wildcats. Head coach Mark Stoops hosted a press conference earlier today. Mackenzie Freeman has those details in our Big Blue coverage. Mackenzie.
That's right, Caroline. The Kentucky Wildcats are just 33 days away from kickoff, and head coach Mark Stoops took the podium today. Last season, the Wildcats went 4-8 with only one of those wins during Southeastern Conference play. Stoops saying the team is having a productive offseason ahead of their 2025 campaign.
But we've had a great offseason. Really excited about this football team. Just going over some things with our strength and conditioning team, and they told me this is probably the first time in 13 years that we had absolutely 100% participation.
Stoops also addressed how the coaching staff has helped the progress during the offseason. I will have more of Stoops coming up in sports. Back to you, Caroline.
All right, Mackenzie, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear joined officials and leaders in Franklin County for a ribbon cutting today. The new facility in Frankfort will create approximately 220 jobs. He was also joined by leaders with Naido, a global company that manufactures high-performance materials. In a statement, the governor says today's event was an exciting step for Franklin County as well as the surrounding counties. A task force was set up by the Kentucky legislature to gather information about solving the state's housing shortage. The task force got an earful today about the size of the problem. According to research from the Kentucky Chamber, the state would have to build 500 million homes by 2050 to meet a robust household growth. The current shortfall is 200,000 units. It puts a drag on economic and job growth.
You all are no stranger to the numbers. We would rank in the bottom 10 states annually when it comes to workforce participation rate. I believe the data that we have reflects that in order, if we're going to continue to grow and to create more jobs for people, we're going to have places for them to live and raise their families.
A number of suggestions were offered by the task force members. These included cutting regulations, providing economic incentives, and streamlining the legal process for developers. The task force consists of 10 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Testimony today is expected to influence future legislation. Now, hot temperatures from the weekend carried over into the start of another work week. First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast. Eric.
Ooh, Caroline, seeing these numbers right now is making me sweat here in the studio. Temperatures right now in the upper 80s and low 90s. Look at Somerset, 97 degrees, 96 Monticello, 90 in Manchester. But look at Hazard, 73 degrees. The reason why we're sitting at 73 in Hazard, we had a nice little amount of rain pushed through. But this right here, the feels like temperature. Look at Monticello, 117 degrees, 107 in Somerset, 102 in Boonville, 100 in Manchester, 97 Harlan, 90 in Pikeville. This is air that you definitely don't want to mess with. Just please stay inside, stay in the air conditioning. Now, live pinpoint Doppler radar right now showing a few little renegade showers being picked up across the northern portion of the WYMT coverage area. We'll keep the rain and storm chances in the forecast for the next few hours. Overnight lows will make it into the upper 60s and low 70s. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover as we go throughout the overnight hours. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the mid 70s will greet you, but the rain and storm chances continue in the forecast. We'll tell you how long that'll last, plus finally some relief. We'll talk about that in the First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Caroline.
All right, Eric, thank you. A woman is dead after being struck by a vehicle on the Pennyroyal Parkway in Christian County. State police say the crash happened just before 1 p.m. Sunday near mile marker 22 on the Pennyroyal Parkway. Kristen Bowling of Massillon, Ohio, was outside her car securing luggage when a car left the roadway and hit both her and her car. The driver was identified as 62-year-old Jeffrey Calhoun of Madisonville. Bowling was pronounced dead at the scene, and the investigation is ongoing. In Cable County, West Virginia, a man is charged with voluntary manslaughter in connection with the death of another inmate at the Western Regional Jail. West Virginia State Police say that back in May, Alan Adkins got into a fight at the jail with an inmate who later died due to brain bleeding. Adkins will be in court tomorrow for a preliminary hearing. A Georgia man is dead after he reportedly jumped off a boat into the Tennessee River. According to the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, officials responded to reports of a drowning at a reservoir in the Hickson area of the river on Saturday. Witnesses say Randall Bradley jumped into the river and never resurfaced. TWRA officials say he was not wearing a life jacket when he went into the water. One person is dead and 10 others hurt after a shooting in Atlanta. The shooting happened just before 1:30 a.m. The man killed was 27-year-old Santos Wyatt. Authorities confirmed an 18-year-old man was critically injured in the shooting. Police say 7 men and 3 women who were between the ages of 18 and 29 were shot during the incident. In East Tennessee, the U.S. Marshals Service says a man wanted for murder in New York was arrested. U.S. Marshals and the Smoky Mountains Task Force arrested the man on Saturday at a Knoxville Greyhound station. They say Kyshawn Green was the only suspect in a deadly shooting that happened at a Wegmans warehouse in Gates, New York. In Lincoln County, a man is facing charges for reportedly breaking into an elderly man's home in an attempt to hide from police. 33-year-olds say Ty Doran was arrested at approximately 4 a.m. Sheriff's deputies say earlier in the night, Doran ran away from them and then forced his way into the home of an 81-year-old man. When deputies knocked on the door, Doran tried to escape out of a window. Doran is charged with burglary, criminal abuse, unlawful imprisonment, and resisting arrest. In Ohio, Ohio State Highway Patrol responded to a crash involving a semi-truck hauling a tanker of milk yesterday. The crash happened on State Route 279 near Centerville. Police say the driver lost control and the rig rolled onto its side into the other lane, hitting a pickup truck. Troopers say that truck was knocked off the side of the road and went over an embankment. The tanker leaked thousands of gallons of milk. The Ohio EPA has gotten involved in the situation.
They have actually piled mounds, a lot of dirt. I don't know how much, because visibly a lot. So that milk will not free run. It'll soak up right there.
Police say such a spill can be hazardous because of bacteria that the milk can have negative effects in surrounding water systems. The road was closed for 9 hours with crews working to clear the scene. We will have more news after this break.